Okay. No.
Unfortunately, I don't think so in this situation. The Yorik's absolutely fine into the Scion. This shouldn't be a particularly interesting top lane matchup in and of itself with Scion, but even with that Rise, getting the setup for your team. Yes.
Oh, Chris has no flash. Great combo. Okay. Vampire sets him up. Monkey knocks him down.
Response might just about be a plate for WE's bot lane if they feel confident enough to step up, but I'm not even sure about that one. Although, wait.
Chris.
They don't feel confident to go.
Wave.
They can't.
No, here comes the Realm Warp. Kanavi used the blue buff to get level 6 as well. That is Monkey and Vampire's flash, just like that. Change of Corruption going to come down to Jackie Love. He'll cleanse them off. Ari soon to join the fight. Flashes in with the Spirit Rush to get the Charm. Cream is locked up, but there's the huge Fate's Call onto 3. Jackie Love flashes over all of WE, gets the first red. Kanavi flies back in with the untargetable. Jackie Love dipping, dodging, dashing, all around World Elite as they crumble at the might of the TES AD carry, but Taeyun ends up being the real hero. Immediate value on the on-hit Varus. I mean, that fight looks a lot different, I think, if that is a Comet Varus dealing lethality items. We flash back live, and Karis is the target of 369, who is just so clinical with the Scion. Flashes for the slow.
That is going to be a little bit of extra movement towards both this top lane tier 1 tower and the Rift Herald if you want it. The response, though, is going to be to push straight down onto the mid lane. And giving up mid lane tier 1 for Herald not going to be the most worthwhile. Team should be able to clear out this wave, and now the tower's going to start hitting.
Chains Corruption through. Chris pass Fate's Call if he needs it. There is Jackie.
Be a massive loss of an ulti. Now they can just turn around straight up and pick themselves up this Drake. Uncontested as well. That's now going to be one.
It's just impossible to dive Scion. And TES, they're willing to sacrifice very mildly enticing neutral objectives. They trade the Dragon to get 1 turret. Now Kanavi crashes the Herald into another. Cream there. Should be able to get this tier 2 turret because WE indexed so much into trying to dive the Scion. They had 3 members on the bot side.
Trying to bully down this tier 1 tower in the mid lane.
Cream pops in. Chris, flash, hostile takeover. He's inciting a riot onto WE. Karis has to dash way out of the fight. Taeyun is fighting a 1v1 with Kanavi, but they need him over on the main fight because 369 is selling albums in Knockup City right now. Monkey flies up. Cube is next. See you later, Karis. 369 is flashing after the Ari. One more decimating smash. 369 Scion is unplayable against right now. It was last week and it is now.
Crazy for a tank.
And if you're getting all these members to hit onto a Scion, who are you ignoring? The Fury, Callista, and Rise. More map pressure being soaked up by TES and WE gamble stacking to try and cover their turrets. Here comes the unstoppable onslaught. Drive-by. There's some good drifting there from 369. He is going to be fine and dandy walking through some of these turrets. Oh my god, wait. Grand Starfall?
Hey,
oh, he's chasing him.
Hello?
Monkey, there's no way, dude.
Monkey
keep in mind, he's bringing Cube over.
Yeah. Between Cube and Karis, they eventually kill him. Although they lose this
Valve,
minion.
is that you? Valve, is that you, man?
Look at it. It gives you so much later on, so much like 5 2. Right
yeah,
now,
but Cream already has it. He's already, he's at the mark. He's got those 2 scaling items done.
He's able to grab it. And right now, TS, they've got themselves the fast track into the pit right here. I don't even know if there's going to be any response from WE whatsoever.
Yeah, they just have constant waves to answer. It's not valuable to drop these to stop a 3rd Drake of the game at 24 minutes. But again, the resolve, calm approach here from TS is even smarter. It adds another extra layer, knowing that the best way to counter a Yorick pick is short lanes. And where does Cube confidently feel like he can push out? Nowhere.
Oh,
here comes WE looking for another proactive play. Karis TP's behind. We got 369's flash out of the play pit that Yorick can throw down. With the Chains of Corruption, everything onto 369. Here's the hostile takeover from Crisp. Off to the left, you got Kanavi, who just blows up Karis. My lord, once again, WE, you throw way too much to 369, and he turns it back with a vengeance. You blink and you miss it. The ace comes down, and TS might just be going for one of the quickest games in the LPL.
Yeah, they might be able to close this one out pre-Baron right now. 24.5 minutes into this game. The death timers, they're pretty short, but 20 seconds in the future is still an age right here for WE. Looks like they're going to just drop down 0-1 in this series. TES, they want to close this one.
just at the 25-minute mark. A surgical start to this series for TES.
Exactly.
We're starting to show now through 3 straight games that they are done playing with their food. I am continually impressed by how laser focused they are from draft and making off game 1, just the execution.
Absolutely. It was one of the cleanest...
Or Karis, but should be enough to have JackeyLove and Chris slow their roll. Nonetheless, the dredge line does land. Chris immediately flashes. Taeyun pops the ghost. They're trying to stack the slows. Ixtal's impact down. The late invade bears a very pivotal fruit. Monkey grabbing the kill there.
Without that one, it's going to make it that much harder to be able to play this one out. JackeyLove also outport. He has flash and cleanse.
I mean, he's going to try and trade on a vampire. Good flash Q to make sure that nobody can block it, but that is still a win for WE. Completely unspotted. Cube. When are we going to look for that flash here? 3-point strike. Going to get the knockup. I don't even think he commits it. He just surrenders. Yeah. The kill over to Kanavi.
Comes back a little bit topside too. 369 does have the flash.
Yeah. He's going to burn it here. The stun still lands, and they stun lock together so well. Monkey's padding it. Likely just to net him some stolen camps. Monkey's sticking around, though. He's got Cube roaming down. Neither mid laner is budged away from their wave. There's Monkey again with another stun coming across, but maybe a little bit too far forward. He has to flash over the wall. Wind becomes lightning. Will it connect on the Monkey? Yes, it will. Kanavi pierces Monkey through the body of Cube and says, why not make it a double? On the bot side, though, it's still Taeyun and Vampire running things. Time to block some Mystic shots once more. Vampire Taeyun doubles up. Immediate response on the cross map for WE.
This game is these team fights. TES are going to be able to pick this Drake up for themselves right now. Monkey is in the area, does have vision of it, but doesn't really want to go.
With the grub slowly being whittled down, Woodley have to be patient. They need to set up Cube here. But it's 369 looking to make the first push onto Karis, who does not have flash. Beautiful setup from 369. The solo lanes. Taeyun gonna get the arrow out. 369. Oh my God, this guy. Turrets are not in his vision. He's running in between 2 of them. Does get Taeyun killed. Good flash out of the Ixtal's impact as well, making sure Monkey can't impale him and throw him under a tier 2 turret.
WE, even after they lose that fight.
Yeah, I think they just have to respect the ults that were available, right? That you saw on the Impale, Emperor's Divide, Cube had Dominus. The turret aggro goes on to Cream, and Cube is, for the second game in a row, just going to teleport out of a very obvious dive, and gotta love this cross map from the solo lanes.
Yeah, I mean, Curse really didn't need help, but I guess it's always fun to get a little bit of a helper in your lane. Crocodile going to be enough to pick that tower, and a ton more damage goes down onto that mid lane tier 1 as well. Cream's going to very slowly chunk his way through this top lane tower 2. So the cross-map plays are happening across the board at the moment. Constant action back and forth. Even if it hasn't resulted.
But it was never just the Silas you were throwing into, my friend. Kanavi's here. Chris coming across. 369 cutting off the flank angle with a TP behind. Ash Arrow, though, going to find its mark. Depth Charge gets a ton of value. And the Dominus health bar finally deplenished. 369 is once again throwing W members into the bouncy house. Monkey can't go anywhere near the rest of his...
Tanky. He just is not able to step up. And now the flash forward, Taeyun. He's going to try play it back, but he can't. Nothing there.
Oh yeah, just a revenge.
He can go for another dive.
All right, hijacked Impale. Gets Ixtal's impact under his own turret. Oh, Cream. That's the first real mark of... They get the tower.
Although, nope. TES are not taking this.
So that was an overextension. That's a whiffed Impale. It's 369 again, just standing and dancing in front of WE. Look at me, look at the tank Gorn. Everybody try to come fight me. Because what happens on the back end of it? You lose your Croc. 369 by so much time. Karis finally kills him off, but that one fleeting kill is going to cost them double on the return. His aggressiveness, it's going to cost WE because without Impale, it's really hard for them to force a fight on the TES. Great cancel from 369 onto the Ash Arrow. He gets pulled into the fray, but again, this is the Ornn that wants to play up close and personal with WE because he lets JackeyLove, Kanavi single out targets and knock them down. Hijacked Ash Arrow to the face of Karis. Has to use the Emperor's Divide by space. One pick, all TS need to really turn onto those neutrals in the top side of the jungle once more.
Exactly. The key thing is that it is going to be Monkey that goes down. He gets caught out, pinned against the wall, and TES, they are just playing around their mate. It's going to be that Atakan picked up right here for TES. They decide not to head straight towards the Baron, I think so that they can establish their push in the top and the mid lane. They can either peel back onto it right now if they want it, or just go again. These team fights are working for them every single time. There's no need to rush these objectives. A bit crazy.
Oh, Vampire.
Big damage.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
I love Ezreal. Holy moly. So fun to
hang
watch.
on.
But he does face check into an Impale. Has the flash. Gets out to safety. Cream flies back in, but Karis finds the kill. Down goes Chris as well. 369 TB's in. Horn on to 3. Stops WE in their tracks. But they don't have their AD carry. And Kanavi is far too low to really fight. Slice and dice forward. Cream. Can he get the W heal in time? The Steric shield. When becomes lightning. Dredge line to the face.
Oh, no.
Vampire catches Kanavi lacking.
Steps just a little bit too far forwards, pulled straight into the Impale, and if it wasn't for a great teleport out of 369 that lands into a zone pretty soon. Kanavi going in here, really wants to steal away this blue buff. The contests on the blue buff recently have been crazy.
Yep, but they're also just going after Monkey. Again, really tanky member, gets the Impale. Kanavi pops the Crescent Guard. Taeyun throws the Ash Arrow onto Cream off to the side, but Kanavi dashing in after Taeyun. He's protected well. 369 also doesn't get the knockup. Can JackeyLove get the kill over? Yes, he does. Finally, Taeyun is shut down. And with Cube having no way in without Monkey's health bar plentiful, they'll put on this footing into TES. Instead, they'll Russell control the mid wave. TES are continue their chase. Copy Esports trying to corral WE like sheep for the slaughter. Vampire throws the dredge line in, using 369 as a buffer, but he sends them back to the bouncy house, and boom goes the dynamite in the name of Cream. There's the breakthrough we were waiting for, just like in game 1. Everything falling in line for the defending champs. A clean 5-0 ace.
Unfortunately for Vampire, 369 is not the person you want to be pulling into the rest of your team. And now with 20 seconds until Vampire's up, 30 until anybody with any real wave clear is available. So yes, they're going to push forwards, pick themselves up, probably at least this inhibitor. They can try to push for the end, or they can just turn around and go grab themselves a Baron, whatever they think is going to be the most effective strategy right here. The minion wave's thin, but it is still here. They can just end this one, yeah.
After Vampire, after Vampire, it's still double digit. This is going to be it. A lot of murky skirmishing, but a dominating TES, and most importantly, clean series. They go back-to-back 2-0s.